Welcome back to another DIY, more or less. Today, what we're going to tackle really isn't a repair, or it could be. It could be a repair if you've dismantled this hood from your bee suit and you can't get it back, put back together. So today we're tackling that very problem, which you would think is pretty simple, right? Well, I thought so too until the first time I took this hood off to wash my bee suit and went back to put the hood on, and took me, I'm sure, no less than 45, maybe even 60 minutes to get this thing back on. I don't know why. And ever since I did that, I have not taken this hood off because I typically don't have 45, 60 minutes to burn putting a bee suit back together. There might be a thing or two that's a little bit more pressing that needs to be done versus that. So I thought, before I'm ready to wash this bee suit again. I've washed it several times with the hood on, and I will tell you that the manufacturers don't recommend that you do wash it with the hood on. Not really sure, other than these are firmer pieces that actually form the hood. There's different types of hoods. This one, they have the ones that are more of a chimney. They have the big, like a cowboy hat, a little bit. And I don't know what they call those, pipe. But anyway, whatever those. And then there's these bonnets. These are pretty common. And because they have these rigid strips that run through this headpiece, I don't think that they probably do real well in the wash. Maybe over time they'll break down faster or something. Anyway, these BCs aren't cheap, so you want to take care of them after you purchase them. And this is a good one. It's been real good. But I have actually, in order to avoid having to take this hood off, I have washed this several times with this on. That's ridiculous. I mean, it can't be that difficult. So today we're going to tackle this. I'm not only going to show you how to take it off. I think this is pretty standard, unless you have one that has only one zipper. If it only has one zipper, that can't be that complicated. I'm going to assume that it doesn't provide any complications. This with the two zipper, it did. Maybe I'm just a complete dope. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it off, then we're going to put it back on, hopefully in that reverse order, and it'll go back on real quick. I've not done a dry run on this. We're doing this cold. Anyway, like I said, I typically don't have a lot of time just to fart around, but I thought this might help somebody else out. If not, it will help me out next time I have a problem putting my hood back on. So, two zipper. This is, by the way, a cocoa bee. That's like cocoa, like you drink hot cocoa. BEE, USA, bee suit. They're not sponsoring me. I'm not getting anything. This is the bee suit that I like and I love. But there's a lot of good bee suits out there. So I'm not pitching, but I do like this one. So if you see that emblem, you're pretty much guaranteed that is a good bee suit. It breathes well, and it's multi-layer, and I have yet to get stung through this suit. Let's get back to what we're doing. When you put the hood, as you know, when you put the hood on, you have to put one zipper all the way up, and then you hide that zipper with the other zipper so it locks down just like that. So what I'm going to do, and I will point out, is what our end game is. If you can see this, and maybe I'll zoom into this, this is where the zipper is going to go off and go back on. You know that because of these things, and they're pretty standard. The zipper itself will stay with the hood. It will not go with the garment. And that's because of this little hook right here that will not let the zipper go off. But this is what actually mount the zipper on. All right. So, which means that this zipper has to go all the way around the back of the suit. Here we go. There you go. Hello, zipper. You take the one zipper all the way to the end. Now, this is pretty slick. This zipper by itself, you can't get this off because it's locked in. But if you'll notice, this is a pretty long metal piece that this goes onto. So you take that all the way to the end, then you bring the other opposing zipper around and you butt it right up against that. And guess what? It releases the zipper. So now you're able to pull. You got to keep these two together. Voila. See where we're at? We are separated. You gotta keep it separated. Let's say, let's say that, I don't know what that means. We've done washed our bee suit and we are ready to reassemble. So let's assume everything's been cleaned, all right? And we're coming to put this back together. Now, if you've been a really smart person, you haven't messed with this, although I will tell you, me not being the smart person that you all are, by the time I got my garment washed and was ready to reassemble, these zippers were all over the place. I mean, I have no idea. I had no recollection of how I took this apart. So if you're smart, just keep these zippers together where they were when you took it off. And then, very important, you run them together, butting up against each other. And then you simply take, just like you would on a jacket, you slide it in through both zippers, making sure that they're all the way forward. Like I said, no dry runs here. And voila, the zippers are functioning as they were intended. So, a short video. If you are struggling, I hope this helped you get through your struggle and is the solution you were searching for. If not, then I apologize. I hope I didn't waste your time. If you did like this video, it would be really nice of you to give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel too. I have filmed a lot of stuff. I just haven't produced it. But anyway, I hope this worked out for you. Give me a like, and if you have any comments, please post those. And other than that, I will see you in the next episode of DIY, well, more or less.